There are some things in this world that are worth thinking about. Some things that are worth saying. And then there's all the rest. There's all the things that are not really worth thinking about. Don't have any real value or substance. All the things that don't really matter if you say them or not. Don't need to be said. And the things of value that really do need to be said. That's it. That's the basic question in life. Is what really matters. What is really worth thinking about? What really needs to be said and is worth saying. And then you look at the people in our world and what are the choices that people make? Most people choose to think about the things that have no real significance and avoid thinking about the things that actually matter. And they choose to talk about things that don't really matter and to not even dare, not only to not talk about things that do matter, but make it some kind of a crime or a sin that you're not supposed to even dare. How dare you talk about such a thing? How dare you bring up such a topic? How dare you express such an opinion and such a perspective? You shouldn't even be allowed to say such things. We shouldn't have to hear such things. God forbid our children should be exposed to hearing such a thing. How terrible. And that's the basic reality of our society. That it's set up and it runs along these lines where the vast majority of people live their lives along these lines, where if something has significance, something is worth thinking about and needs to be said, those are the very things that our society frowns upon. And often does more than frown. If anybody dares to continue, anyone dares to persist in their determination to think about things that are supposed to be taboo. Think about things that you're not supposed to be allowed to think about. And go so far to actually open their mouth and speak out loud about these things. They can meet with a lot more serious consequences than merely being frowned upon. They can experience violence upon them. So that's the basic question. And this relates to art, the question of art, and the difference between art and entertainment. Because this same society that wants to keep people distracted and occupied and hypnotized by keeping them thinking about things, basically to keep people from thinking about things that do matter, by keeping them obsessed with things that don't matter, and to keep people from saying things that have significance by keeping them occupied with saying a bunch of stuff that has no value and scorning the very idea, the very notion that anybody should dare to open their mouth and say something of actual importance. That's the way it's set up. And so with the question of art and entertainment, the idea here, the idea that this society puts out is that art should merely entertain and has some kind of a moral obligation to refrain from doing anything beyond entertaining. Entertaining being to simply keep people distracted and occupied and hypnotized, to keep people from actually applying their minds, to keep people from thinking about things that matter, and keep people from thinking thoughts that matter. Keep them focused on things that don't matter. So here comes the pretty core, what I consider a core question. If somebody's an artist as opposed to an entertainer, an artist is somebody who is concerned about what does matter. An artist is a person who's concerned about meaning and meaningfulness. That's what art is about. Art is about expressing and conveying meaning. And things that don't have significance don't really have any real meaning. And so, whenever an artist attempts to express something and make a statement, this society has a backlash against them and says, oh no, you're going beyond, you're stepping outside of your prerogative. It's outside of your prerogative to be actually making value judgments. Oh no, you're just supposed to entertain us. You're supposed to just shut up and sing. Just entertain us. Just dance around on stage. Keep people distracted. But don't try to inform people. Don't try to prod people into thinking, because that's beyond your the sphere of what you're supposed to be doing. And that's the attitude of our society. But I say no. I say, if you expect, let's say I'm a singer, if you expect me to just stand up on stage and go la 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 la, la 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 la, but the minute I start to say some things are better than others, some things are good and some things are not good, then people are going to get into an uproar about you have no right to be saying this, you have no right to be, who are you to say such things, who are you to presume to preach to others. Well, that's just the attitude that our society can be expected to take when it is a society that doesn't want people thinking about the things that matter. But an artist is a person who does think about the things that matter. An artist is a person who does care about the things that matter, because if you don't think about things that matter and you don't care about what matters, about what's important, then the basic fact is you're not going to be an artist. You're going to be, at best, an entertainer, somebody who can jiggle around and keep others distracted for a certain period of time, but not an artist, because an artist is a person who conveys meaning. And to convey meaning, you have to be able to perceive meaning. And to perceive meaning, you have to be able to care about meaning. Or at least to care about meaning, you have to be able to perceive meaning. And if you do perceive meaning, you ought to be able to care. You, in fact, should care if you're able to perceive it. That's why our society doesn't want people perceiving meaning. They want people just to pursue entertainment, just to be distracted and occupied and obsessed and hypnotized. But God forbid people should actually perceive meaning and be able to exercise discrimination and make value judgments. So that's the difference between art and entertainment. And so, if an artist stands up and actually takes a stand about something, while most people will say, well, that's beyond their prerogative, I say, no, that's actually central. And if I, as an artist, stand up and say, listen, these things are wrong, these things our society is doing are wrong, that's central to being an artist. And if I'm supposed to take the attitude that, oh no, I'm not supposed to say these things, I should not allow myself to express such things publicly, then fuck it. Fuck your presumed appreciation, your supposed appreciation of my artistry. If you're gonna fucking tell me that I don't have the right to open my mouth about things that matter, fuck it, because your appreciation of my artistry is worthless. Your pretended appreciation is worthless, and the fact is, if you can't appreciate what my value judgments are, you really cannot. If you can't appreciate the meaning that I have to convey in life about anything in life, then the fact is you're not capable of appreciating whatever my art may be, whether it's writing, filmmaking, or music. So there it is.